Your smile affects more than just how you look. It affects how you feel every day. And when it comes to veneers, missing the right steps can cost more than money. It can cost confidence. That's why in this video, we're going to go over the key steps to protect your teeth, your investment, and your smile. Before we dive in though, let me ask you something. Would you buy a house without seeing a walkthrough? Or agree to a big renovation without a blueprint? Of course not. So why would you get veneers without seeing your new smile first? And that's exactly the mistake patients make. Some of them have already picked out a dentist and are about to commit to the treatment without ever previewing the result. They say it's because their dentist understands their vision and they trust their professional decisions. But what they don't realize is that it's a huge red flag. Because once enamel is removed and your veneers are bonded, there's no going back. And advanced cosmetic dentists know this. That's why they always offer some form of preview. Whether it's in the form of a wax-up model you can physically hold and see, temporary veneers you can wear for the time being to get a feel of it, or a digital mock-up that shows you a realistic picture of your future smile. With these, you can confirm that the final look achieves your goals, make adjustments before any irreversible work is done, and avoid expensive, stressful revisions later. So when you finish a consultation without a mock-up or a temporary preview, stop. Ask questions and insist on it. Your smile deserves that level of care and attention. And if you want that kind of care for your smile, you can come by my San Antonio office. We'll answer your questions, create a mock-up, and make sure you feel comfortable before any work starts. The link's in the description. But in the meantime, here's another red flag you need to watch out for. Because as eager as you are to see the final results, your dentist shouldn't jump it straight into designing your new smile without discussing your teeth first. Now don't get me wrong, veneers are amazing, but they don't replace orthodontics completely. Meaning, if your teeth are severely crooked or misaligned, veneers can sometimes cover the problem, but they can't actually move teeth into a better position. That's where Invisalign or other types of aligner systems come in. But that's only if the situation's considered severe. If we're talking about mild, moderate crowding, you might not need this at all, because veneers can handle it just fine. Which is when things get pretty tricky. Because if your dentist places veneers on teeth that really need orthodontic adjustment, they've locked them into that shape. Later on, Invisalign can move the teeth, but it can't move the veneers. And that can leave you with a smile that looks fine on the outside, but is functionally compromised. The bottom line is this: both Invisalign and veneers are tools. And picking the right one for your situation takes experience, judgment, and honesty. I'd be cautious if a dentist always says no Invisalign needed or refers to veneers as instant orthodontics, or if they recommend it for every single case. Both extremes are not good. And you know what else isn't good? When veneers are finished at the edges, or what we call the margins, you might see a tiny line, ledge, or groove where the veneer meets your natural tooth. At first, it might seem harmless, maybe even a cosmetic quirk, but those small gaps are actually perfect traps for plaque and bacteria. And over time, this can lead to a host of issues like gum inflammation, which can cause your smile to look puffy or uneven, tooth decay underneath the veneer, which you won't notice until it's too late, and premature veneer failure, which means replacing them much sooner than expected. This is why precision matters so much in cosmetic dentistry, because a veneer isn't just about how it looks on the surface, but most importantly, it's about protecting your teeth long term. And the difference between a safe, healthy veneer and a risky one often comes down to millimeters at the margins. So if your dentist seems kind of casual about the finishing the edges or the rushes through the bonding process, that's a clear warning sign. Time for you to get out and find a different dentist. And if you happen to be in Garden Ridge, Texas, I'll be more than happy to squeeze you in. You can book a consultation with me in the link in the description below. Because I understand, your smile is more than a cosmetic procedure. It's something personal, and any good cosmetic dentist will feel the same way. When I first started practicing, I wasn't very good at cosmetic dentistry, or honestly, dentistry in general. A few people in my class were naturally gifted from day one at a few things, but certainly not all things. The rest of us had to learn through experience, mistakes, and perseverance. And communication? That was an even bigger challenge, because most new dental grads spend years buried in books or computers. So, explaining what's happening in someone's mouth in a way that patients can actually understand? Well, that doesn't come naturally for most of us. I had to learn it the hard way, over years of trial and error, and of course, reflection. Now, after more than 17 years in this field, I've improved a whole lot, not just in my skills, but also in my ability to connect with patients. And I've realized that cosmetic dentistry isn't just about teeth. It's more about understanding people, listening when something feels off, and not brushing it aside. Because I know that a great dentist investigates concerns, makes you feel heard, and explains things clearly. And when you find one that checks off all those boxes, you leave a practice with more than a great smile. You leave a practice with a renewed sense of confidence. So if you ever find a dentist who doesn't acknowledge your concerns, or worse, rationalizes them, you have to question whether you can truly trust them. Because cosmetic dentistry rewards skill, yes, but it also rewards communication and empathy. A dentist who listens, understands, and explains clearly is often one who delivers the best results. You can't fake that connection, and it's something you feel from the moment you step in the door. That trust matters because when it comes to veneers, there's no undo button. Every step is crucial, and following those steps to a T is the only way you can avoid making mistakes. So, if your dentist ever skips any of the steps I mentioned in this video, I want you to pause and reevaluate. Don't rush it. Take your time and ask questions. It's important that you feel comfortable and sure of your decision before anything permanent happens. But knowing what to avoid is only half the battle. The other half is understanding what you're actually signing up for, the real cost, how painful it really is, and how much time recovery takes. In this next video, I'm breaking down the 3 things that matter most when it comes to veneers, so there are no surprises when you sit in the chair. Watch it right here.